Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on this blanket. This is the Chevron Stripes Crochet Baby Blanket. A very easy pattern to be able to remember. You'll see some instructions here that may throw your mind for a loop, but once you see it in the diagram format, it's a really quick and easy pattern to be able to work on. I kid you not with this one. So we're going to be using Caron 1 pound yarn today, suggesting of a 6.5 millimeter size K crochet hook in order to play. And I'm going to show you the sample that I worked on, and it's actually pretty easy. So let's show you the sample next. So here's the sample. Every 2 rows is the same color. So 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. And you can see it comes out to a really nice look. You'll notice that it's got a bit of a raised texture to it. If you see it from this point of view, do you see it? It's lovely. But the other side, really nothing here at all. So it's really more of a one-sided pattern, and it's really quite an easy pattern to be able to remember if you remember that all the action's happening on the front side of the project. So let me take you to the diagram. Let's decipher that a little bit, and then I'm going to show you the stitch sample in order to do this, and then you can follow along and make it exactly the way that you see it within the photo, or change it because I'm going to tell you that too. So here is the stitch diagram. I love diagrams. They're pretty easy to be able to follow. So if you want to change the size of this and make it any size that you wish, you have to chain in multiples of 14. So you chain 1 through 14, determine if it's big enough, yes or no. If not, keep going. So 1 through 14, 1 through 14. And when you're satisfied with the width of it, just chain an additional 12 chains in order to bring it back in balance so it stays in the shape. So the multiple of this pattern is multiple 14 plus 12, just as I explained. So you'll notice that you're going to be doing more of a lazy kind of ripple going up and down, and you're going to notice some really weird shapes that are going on here, and you'll see that it's worked into the front loop and the back loop. And I know what you're thinking, this is going to be hard to be able to remember. I kid you not, if you know what the front side of the project is, you can automatically do this because it's actually quite easy to be able to follow. So you're going to notice that it's really quite an easy pattern to be able to do. And so without further ado, let's begin to work on this, and let's begin our starting chain. You can either chain the amount that it's suggesting of 152, or just chain in multiples of 14, and when satisfied, just add 12. And today for my sample, I'm just going to do a multiple of 14 so I can show you something smaller. So let's begin with the slip knot, and we'll put that onto our hook, and we're going to chain either 152 if you're following the pattern as is, but if you don't want to do that, just chain in multiples of 14. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So there is one, or that was 14. So that was literally one multiple right here of 14. So let's do it again. I'm going to do it one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So now that I have 2 multiples of 14 here, I'm satisfied with the width, but you just keep on going 1 through 14, 1 through 14 until you get to the size. Just keep a note that because it is doing a lazy wave, it's not going to be, so let me just back out the camera a little bit here for you. So when you go to do this, the project will not be this long. It'll be like waving up and down like so. Okay, so you notice that it's not as wide because it's got to compensate for the waves. Once you're satisfied with the width of it, I want you just to chain an additional 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So there we have multiples of 14 and then plus 12 at the end. So let's begin row number 1. So in looking at the diagram, you're going to notice as we begin row number 1, we're actually heading up the hill, and then as we then come down the other side, so we're going to go down the hill, up the hill, down the hill. So usually most times I ever see that we're going downhill first and then up. So in this case we're going uphill first and then down. Not that it really matters that much, but I want to let you know what we're up to. So let's begin working across your chain. So it doesn't matter how big your chain is, as long as you did multiples of the 14 plus 12, or you chained 152, you're still good to go. So third chain from the hook, I want you to half double crochet. So just go this one, go to the third, and go to the back loop of the third one, and just half double crochet. Okay, so just half double crochet as you normally would. And then what I want you to do is that we are going to half double crochet in the next 3 as well. So just continue to move down the chain on the back loop only. So 1, 2, and 3. So what this is that this chain 2 over here counts as a stitch, plus then you have 4 half double crochets in a row. So that gives you a total of 5. So the next chain, what we need to do is that we need to put 3 half double crochets into that same one, and that allows you to turn the corner. So it allows you to go up and over the hill and then back down the other side. Okay, so it's the top of the chevron peak. Okay, so we came up and now we're about to go down the other side. So when we go down the other side, how many stitches do you think that you need to go down if you started with 5 on this side? If you said 5, the answer is right. So in the next chain, just half double crochet into that one plus all of its 4 other friends. So there's 5 friends in a row. So continuing along, you are going to half double crochet. So this is number 2 and 3, 4 and 5. So we just did 5 in a row going down. So the bottom of the peak of the valley of this is kind of different. It's not something I've seen before in a chain. So this is, we're gonna skip the next chain and we're gonna half double crochet into the next one after that. So skip 1 chain and half double crochet into the next, and that is the very bottom of the valley. Okay, that's where the water in the river is, at the bottom of the valley. So once we did that, we're gonna skip the next one and then we're gonna go up the valley again. So we're gonna go up the hill. How many do you need to go up the hill? So if you skip 1, go to the second one over, we're gonna do 5 half double crochets going up the hill. So 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we've just now gone up the hill. So what do we have to do? We have to go over the hill. So the next one is gonna have 3 half double crochets in it. So 1, 2 and 3, and then we go down the hill. So how many for down the hill? Okay, if you said 5, the answer is right. So 5 half double crochets down the hill. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and now we're close to the bottom of the valley. So we skip the next one and then just half double crochet into the second one over. That's the bottom of the valley. That's where the river is. So we have to start going up the other hill. So we're gonna just skip 1 and then we're gonna just go to the second over and half double crochet into that one plus 4 more. So there's 5 half double crochets going up the hill. So it's important that you keep your counts as you're working across your chain the very first time. Once you get beyond this, it becomes very easy to be able to look at it and know where you are. So you went 5 up the hill. So now you're gonna be on the top here, the next one. So it's gonna be 3 half double crochets as you come up over top of the hill. And then as we finish off on the other side, how many are going down the hill? Do you see 5 stitches there? Absolutely. So it's 5 then as you finish your chain. So it doesn't matter how big your chain is, you'll end up with 5 at the very end. So this is 2, 3, 4 and 5. So that was your first one starting. And so now when you lay it out, so let's back out, oh, I don't need to back out the camera. So what we have here is, you can see here is your ruffling going up and down just as you see it, and if your chain's longer, you obviously have more of a ruffle. So let's begin row number 2. So here's the diagram, and what we're going to do is start on row number 2. So row number 2 and 3 are each, and you can see even further, are either a front loop or a back loop. And so this is giving you the idea that it's going to be a one-sided project. So when the half moon is upside down like so, so it's like a bowl, it's worked in the front loop. So as we work across, we're going to work only in the front loops in the ones that are indicated. The only ones that are not really done are the other 2 edges. Okay, so those are the only 2 that you don't worry about the front loops in. So what we're going to do is that we're going to skip over the first one here completely. So we're going to miss it, and then when we get here, we're going to continue what we already know. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So why do you think that you're skipping a stitch here, right, and here and here and here? So if you realize is that when you created and put 3 into the same one, you're creating an extra stitch. So in order to keep your row going straight up, you have to skip 1 on the end here because you're getting your 5 anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 before you get to the peak. So if you put 1 in there, then you'll end up with 6, and your project will grow out this way instead of straight up. So what we have to watch for that is that kind of same idea. So right here in the bottom, you remember how we skipped over when we were in the valley where the river is? Well, every time we're in the valley, we're going to skip the one right there and there. Okay, those are the valley ones, and you'll see that happens every time. So when we move up to row number 3, you're going to notice that the half moon is upside down. So that's worked into the back loop. So working into the front loop in row number 2 now, and then working into the back loop in the next row, that keeps this project being one-sided. And once you see this happening in the project, you'll be able to very easily identify if you're working in the front or back loop once you get used to this pattern. So that's it. Let's continue on now. Row number 2. I'm not going to bring the diagram back up for row number 3 because what I'm about to teach you in row number 2 is the same thing going completely all the way up. The only difference is that you have a front loop this time, and the next time it will be a back loop, and then front loop and back loop. But the stitch work and the counts are just the same. It's just a matter of what loops you're working into. So I left you at the end of the row. We're going to turn our work and now begin the first one. And remember what I said, it's in the front loop. So we're going to begin on the side, and we're going to chain up 2, and we're going to skip immediately the next stitch that is in front. Okay, so we're going to skip this one here, and in the front loop only. So if you're new to crochet, you'll notice that there's 2 lines in stitch work. Okay, so you'll notice that there's 2 here and that you've been inserting into both of them. So if you're new to crochet, if you go into the one that's closest to you, that's the front loop, and the one furthest away from you is the back loop. So as you begin to half double crochet, you want to go into the front loop. So you're going to skip the first one here. Okay, so this is part of the first one here. We're going to skip this, and then we're immediately going to look. So what you can look for here is that you can either count it back from the very center if you're not sure. So there's 3 in the middle, and this is the middle one. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that is the one that we have to go into, but if you were not sure, you just count it back from there. It was skipping the first one anyway. So we're going to half double crochet into the first loop. So just going into the first loop only, not the full stitch, and you're going to half double crochet into that one plus 3 more. Okay, so you just keep going up the hill now. So with that one here, so we have this chain 2, which counts as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now we're in the middle one of the group of 3, and there's going to be 3 half double crochets in that same one. So 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to go down the hill. So the next 5 in a row will each be a half double crochet in the front loop. So let's count those out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we did 5 going down. We're going to skip immediately the next one, and then we're going to be in the valley here. So in the valley, just do your 1 half double crochet right in the middle, skip the next one. Okay, so skipping the next one, and you'll do 5 going up the hill once again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you're at the top of the hill. So the top of the hill is going to have 3 half double crochets in it. So you're thinking to yourself, well, you don't really see what's going on. If you turn the project around, that is the good side of the project, and you'll see that a lip is being formed on the other side as you do this. So the next 5 in a row is going to be coming down the hill, just 5 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now you're at the bottom of the valley. So you skip the next one and half double crochet in the next. Skip the next one and do the next 5 going up the hill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're at the top of the hill, so then 3 into that one. So 1, 2, and 3, and then 5 down the hill. So what you have to watch out for is that 5th one. So let's just do the first 4. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we have 2 stitches left over. So we can't go into the next one because then it won't be even. So you have to go into this turning chain with just a half double crochet. So right into the turning chain with a half double crochet. So don't worry about the front or the back loop. So you technically just skipped over a stitch right in the end. So what we want to do is that in order to keep this looking like the actual pattern, we can fasten off our yarn and we can actually create this so that it is looking like stripes. So let's just trim our yarn and pull through the loop just like this and just weave it in and out of a few of the stitches. I go about 2 inches if it were me. And now you're going to work on it now, and we're going to turn around the project, and you'll see that there is the raised lip right there. So we're going to begin a next color here. So let's just start one just for fun. So I'm going to do a darker blue, going to create a slip knot. So this is row number 3. So row number 3, we're going to concentrate on the back loops this time. So we're going to start off in the very beginning one with a slip stitch. Just go right in and just slip it, and we chain 2. So this time as we begin to work is that you'll see that there's your stitch work, right? So you see front loop and the back loop. So this time it's going to be in the back loop. So we skip the first one here, and then we just go into the back loop for a half double crochet. So we do that one plus 3 more. So 1, 2, and 3. And that makes sense because the first chain 2 counted as 1, then you had the next one that we did because we skipped over, and then the other thing, so you have a total of 5 again. So you're at the top of the hill, so you're going to put in your 3 half double crochets in the back loop. So this whole row is in the back loop, and then 5 down the hill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So once you're down at the bottom here, you skip 1, you go right to where the river is, right in the middle. So skip 1, half double crochet into the second one over, skip 1, and then go 5 half double crochets in the back loop back up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you see what's going on there, right? So you can see how the raised edge is here because you've been going in the back loops. So that's how it was. So on the other side it's showing nothing. Okay, so continuing along, we're at the top of the hill. Next one, there's going to be 3 half double crochets in the middle one. This is the top of the hill, and then 5 going down the hill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're now hitting the valley where the river is. So skip the next one and back loop into the second one over. That's the very bottom. Skip the next one and then start up in the second one over, and you're gonna 5 half double crochets up. So 1, 2, this is 3, 4, and 5. So you're at the top of the valley next, or top of the hill next. So there's 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and then you're coming down. So you're just going to go over and across, like all the way across, and then when you get to the edge, you're going to go down 4. So just do 4 to begin. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so the 5th one, you're going to skip the next one here and go right into the turning chain for a half double crochet, and you're going to leave this color on. So this was row number 3. So 2 and 3 just keep repeating itself all over the place. So every 2 rows you just change a color. So to begin row number 2 again, so you're working on the front loops only, you chain up 2, you skip the first one and go to the second and front loop it only. So do that one plus 3 more. So 2. Okay, so there should be 5 total. So the chain 2 and the 4 counts as your 5. You're at the top of the top of the hill, so there's going to be 3 here. You're working in the front loops still all the way across, and then 5 down the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you're at the bottom where the river is, so skip the next one, go to the second over, half double crochet in the front loop only, skip the next one, go to the second over and go up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you're at the top of the hill. You just keep on going, so there's 3 at the top. So this is all this pattern is. It's just a really easy pattern. Let me turn it around to show you the good side of the project because you're looking at the back. So you can see how the raised edges are being lifted up, and so when you see it in changing your different colors, you can see it really quite beautifully, and it works out to be most amazing. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. Just as a quick reminder, there is no border for this. It's just a really awesome pattern to be going with. Have a great day. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.